Hello, this is Greg Hannon from Gospel Music University, and we're going to continue with part two of R&B and pop chords in the key of B major. Okay, and we are examining again a song by Rachelle Ferell called "Till You Come Back to Me." So let's play the track, and this time I'm going to play the bass or root note of the chords along with the track. Remember, we need to hear that root note first, so we need to play this against the chord so you can kind of hear where the bass note is, and this is helping your ear hear that bass. If you can't hear it, without me playing it, this is getting your ear to that point. Because being able to recognize and hearing that bass is everything in learning how to play by ear. So here we go. And here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do that one more time. I just really want you to hear that in your ear. So when you listen to the track now, you'll be able to hear that bass line because that's how we're gonna find and determine what chords we need to use for this song. So let's just do that one more time, just to listen to that bass line. So that key actually transposes at that point to the key of C. So basically, again, remember looking at your scale tone numbers in the key of C. We did the scale tone numbers in part one. We named it. We numbered the scale. So we start out on an E, which is E again. It's the 4, okay, and then it goes to an A in the root in the bass, and okay, so that A is a sharp 6 in this particular key. Okay, then it goes to a B, which is 1, and then it goes to a G sharp, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G sharp is a 6. Okay, then it goes back to the E, which is a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then it goes back to that G sharp, it goes back to the A, which is 6. And then the A is a sharp 6. I'm sorry. The A is a sharp 6. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have to take that 6. 6 is G sharp, but A is not in the key of B, so we have to give A a place in this particular key, which it doesn't really exist. So we have to look at the 6 and raise it a half step to make it a sharp 6. Now that becomes an A natural, which is the sharp 6 of the key of B. Okay, and then after that it goes to a D. Okay, where does D fit in this? 1, 2, 3, 4. D is not in that scale. So 1, here's a B, C sharp, D sharp. Okay, so we're trying to figure out how can we make this note fit? 1, 2. So we have to call it a sharp 2. Here's the 1, here's the 2, C sharp, and then we raise it. We can call it a sharp 2. We can almost call it a flat third, but we can almost call it a double sharp, but we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it simple. We'll just call it sharp 2, and the note, which is inharmonically spelled, is a D. Okay, and then from that point it goes to an F sharp in the root. An F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. F sharp is the 5 in the key of B major. So that's a pretty easy one. 5, our dominant 11th, our dominant 13th. So let's look at the chords that we're going to play, and I'm gonna just play the chords for you. The first chord is an E major 9, and all of these chords right here that we're playing, any song that you actually give me to work on for you to help you with, I've already created the contemporary chord finder learning system where we can actually find literally all the chords we need to play everything, even if it's a song that I haven't heard. And some of these I haven't heard. You give me some of them I have played. I don't know everything, but I can learn anything. So, but all the harmonies that we use in contemporary music, all of the chords and the progressions and the harmonies. It's a really a repetitive and a repetitious kind of language. Once you learn the elements and the formulas and the chords, you'll be able to play anything you want to by ear with little effort. But I created the contemporary chord finding learning system, which is on sale now for $67, which is like $30 off of the regular price. And the 8-page chord selection guide comes with 2 DVDs, instructional tutorial DVDs also. So pretty much I mapped out chords that are used in gospel, the most popular ones in pop, in jazz, in R&B, in contemporary worship, all of those sounds. So it's just a tool to help you find the chords. It's called the Contemporary Chord Finder. But first, we got to be able to hear the root note, you know. And if you struggle hearing the root note, you know, again, there's a course online called Contemporary Ear Training 1. If you want to understand how to hear the bass line, that course would definitely be one that you may be interested in. And that ear training course is part of the complete Contemporary Harmony 1 course, but you can purchase it separately just as an ear training module only if you choose to do that. But you got to hear the bass note. If you're not hearing the bass line, you need to go and do that tutorial on Gospel Music University, the ear training module. So here we go. Our first chord on the 4 chord is an E major 9. All these major 9s are so popular in R&B, neo soul, smooth jazz, those, and that's a chord that musicians need to learn in every single key. That's a popular chord, the major 9, in that root position version. And here again, we're adding a little bit more to it because in pop music we don't just play textbook chords as written. We're going to add some other tones to make it fat and fuller to sound authentic. So E major 9. The next chord is going to be an A9. Okay, and the A9 again was that sharp 6 9 chord. That's a dominant 9 chord. You know, here again, every time we learn something, we need to learn in all the keys. Dominant 9s are real popular. And in gospel, they have so many applications. So the reason a lot of times we struggle to learn stuff because we never sit down and we close our door and we go and practice and we learn everything in all the keys. We need to understand what we're playing. We need to know that if I need an A flat dominant 9 chord, I need to be able to play it quickly. If I need a C9 chord, if I need a G9 chord, you know, whatever it is, or an E9 chord, we need to be able to get to it really quickly. So we may learn those chords that's applicable to just one song. Like in this case, the A9 is in this particular song. But you know, dominant 9 chords are buried in contemporary music. You will hear them all the time. And, you know, so if we run into a new key, we don't want to have to practice that key on the spot. Take your time and map out everything and just learn and take every chord through every key so that when we need it on the fly or somebody get up in the choir stand and start singing and we need to grab a chord, we already know it because we practice it. We don't wait till we get to the gig for the pastor to start breaking out with a song and we have no clue what's going on because, oh my goodness, I know that song but I don't know it in the other key. So this is the time when we go in our own private study time and our own practice time and we learn the stuff in all the keys, because if you've been playing the church long enough, you've been put on the spot more than once and you've seen people come up and sing and then they're in the key that you don't know how to play in, and then you try to force them to go back in the key that you know, and that's just not good musicianship. And then we got the rest of y'all, which are transposed artists. You know, you get that keyboard and you start hitting that +1, -1 button to transpose that to a different key. That's not true musicianship. If you want to learn it, if you're really serious about it, you know, I'm going to give you the tools to work on it, but anything that's worth having is going to take some time. So you absolutely have to, you know, map out your 1, 2, 3+ hours a day of practice until we get all this stuff. And you don't have to bite off the entire bullet at one time. You know, here again, here's a major 9 chord. You know, learn all those. Take a week and just go through them in all 12 keys. You know, if you want to learn them, order the Contemporary Chord Finder. All 12 of them are in there, so you can go through it, just learn those and memorize them. Once you memorize them, they're with you for life because you will be using them again. So let's look at the next chord. We got a B major 9. That's the major 9, but that's just another voicing for it. Okay, here's a very popular voicing again for the major 9. It's 2 really popular voices. This is the other one right here. So, you know, here again, that's a B major 9. And again, a good one to transpose in all the keys, you know. And again, that voicing is also written in the Contemporary Chord Finder. And how did I know that this particular chorus that we need for the song would be in there because when I wrote it for the language of what we hear it in the radio in this culture, in this century, in this time. And it's all the same. And it follows a logical sequence. And once we learn those logics and those elements and those components, then they all make sense. Okay, so the next chord again, we got this G sharp sus 7. And sus is short for suspended. Means that we have a G sharp with a suspended 7. And what suspended means that we're actually omitting the third and playing the fourth. If I had a G sharp 7 chord, which is the next chord, this is what it is. It's up on the screen. But if we made it suspended, we omit the third. In this case, C is the third, okay? And we omit the third and we play the fourth. So if we wanted the suspended chord, that's the G sharp sus 7, the G sharp suspended 7, and then that's the suspension, and then you got a release, and it goes to the G sharp 7. So you hear that a lot. That's one of those every key. That's one of those every key kind of things you want to learn. Okay, very, very important, very, very popular. So usually when you hear a suspended chord, it always resolves. Okay, and then the next chord, we're going back to the E major 9. Then we're going to the A9 again, the dominant 9. Okay, then we're going to a D major 9. Okay, the D major 9. Then we're going to the F sharp sus 13. And for every chord that I'm playing, there are so many different voicings for it, but we need to be able to understand and hear it in its natural state. There are so many voices for a D major 9. You know, I can use, you know, it's just so many different options I can use. And then, but once we hear just it in its natural form, then anytime we hear any alterations, our ear will be able to detect that and still find that chord. Then the next chord is an F sharp, which is a 5. The F sharp sus 13. Remember, sus means that you're omitting the third and you're playing the fourth. You know? Okay. Okay. And then this one doesn't resolve, but we wanted to take that fourth and resolve to the third, then we'll have an F sharp 13. That would be an F sharp sus 13. If it resolves, it'll be an F sharp 13. Just in the case of our G sharp sus 7, this is G sharp sus 7. If it resolves, it becomes a G sharp 7. So the sus chords are always going to resolve to its dominant counterpart. Okay, so great chords to learn. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Resolve, then the 2, 3, 4. Then 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Then it. Okay, so let's play that with the track one more time, just to give you an idea again how it all goes in perspective. As always, you always want to learn the chords, figure them out, and play it over and over with the track so you can get the rhythmic feel of what's going on in the song. Okay, so let me back that up just a little bit, and we'll get started here. Here we go. So I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure you got it. I always practice with the chord. And you can experiment with the rhythms too while you're there if you want to. Excuse me. So, you know, have fun with them, play with them, groove with them, vibe with the rhythms. Again, one more time on the track and we'll be out. Practice, practice, practice. Learn all your dominant chords. Learn all your ninths, all your major ninth chords. Learn all your sus13 chords. So until next time, if they said you had to be gifted to play gospel, pop, jazz, or R&B, evidently they don't know my secret. This is Greg Hannon with more keyboards, tips, tricks, and more from GospelMusicUniversity.com.